I'm live. Hi. It's 11:33 as promised. Well, 11:34 now. I'm gonna just chill. See if anybody's coming to join me. I had a couple people join on my other platforms. If you're interested, you can check out the lives that I did on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Hello to my joiner. You are anonymous. Feel free to remain anonymous. And then there's no guilt when you leave. Okay. Anyway, we are doing a full moon reading. I just realized I think this is right. Oh yeah, this is my good camera. I feel like it's at a weird angle. Irrelevant. Okay. Almost forgot that guy. So there has been a very strong theme this evening. I noticed a lot of the same cards, a lot of the same narrative in the previous lives. So we're about to find out if that is going to carry over into this one. So far, these two have come up, but in a very different way. So, hello. We are doing Full Moon Tarot. Not really getting much. Okay, there we go. As soon as I say it, it's like a bunch. Oh yeah, I'm seeing a lot of the same cards. So just something I'd like to mention sometimes is I shuffle before the reading, but I always shuffle after reading. So once I'm done with the deck, I shuffle it a few times, put it down, and then pick it back up and shuffle it more. Honestly, it is uncanny how many of the same cards I keep seeing tonight. It's almost as if I'm only using this certain batch of cards. These are new. We haven't seen these yet. You might be a Sagittarius watching. I don't know. Or dealing with a Sagittarius. But I'm seeing a lot of the same cards in radically different orders, but basically saying the same thing. Like, there's definitely a strong theme going on here. And I'm going to stick to it. Okay, this full moon shit. It seems good. I feel like just want to, don't murder me. I beg you, if you don't murder me. Please don't murder me. Dire Wolf's been in my head all day. I've listened to it so many times because I'm like, Wolf Moon, Wolf Moon. Which I will talk about why it's called a Wolf Moon in a little bit. When we get to the Halloween Oracle, I will go into discussion about that. All right. So bottom of the deck, adjustment, Libra. So could be a Libra, could be dealing with a Libra, could be things not really fully working out till Libra season, but either way, there's going to be some kind of adjustment that needs to be made. There might be a decision or conclusion that you've come to, and you have to get used to it. You have to accept it. You have to recognize that you did it, and this is what you've decided to do. Adjustment. Up top, we have the Six of Cups, pleasure. We have the Knight of Discs, and we have the Ten of Wands, oppression. So here's the thing. Six of Cups being pleasure, not a terrible card. Really isn't. The Cups is all about the mindset, so it's really about enjoying yourself from the inside out, okay? But if I'm being honest, based on some of the things that I have talked about this evening, I would go as far as to say this might be about drinking. It came up in the other readings. I have the Seven of Cups here, which for me is a very heavily alcohol card because the botch is to do something in excess, and the cups being liquid, I do associate it. Just like the Nine of Swords is usually some type of using because it's a lot to do with self-harm. I'm just getting this sense tonight that there might be something, or just a lot of us who are taking things too far and potentially drinking too much. So Six of Cups, while you're really enjoying yourself and you're feeling very fulfilled, especially if you're the feminine or if this is more about your feminine, it's a very yonic card. I like to point out that it's very, to me, tied with female pleasure, especially because water is a feminine element. okay, as is discs, because it's earth. Cups and discs are the feminine. Swords and wands are the masculine. Now, the feminine and masculine thing doesn't have to apply to every single card. It's just something to keep in mind because the energies can go either way. Whether or not you're the man or the woman, you could still be the feminine or the masculine, depending on the signs, okay? So, could be feminine pleasure here, but the Knight of Discs, he's working hard. He's very stable. He's coming home with the bread, right? And he's cooking. Money looks good. Okay, all the home life, the homestead feels nice. But this 10 of Wands oppression, it's a little confusing when you really think about it, because here we have pleasure, Knight of Discs, and those both sound really good. But then at the same time, to be followed with the 10 of Wands, something's actually not that good. You know, there's something about this that's kind of fake, if you will, which is another reason why this pleasure might be your vice and it becoming a little too much. You know, getting to the point where it's a little excessive, getting to the point where it might start affecting your money, getting to the point where this very stable figure may lose their footing a little bit, may lose that stability in a sense, okay? I'm just saying, 10 of Wands being oppression, something's holding you back and something is really emotionally weighing on you, and it's very heavy and it's very maxed out, stressed out, whatever, okay? So first thing right in front of these cards here is, again, the 7 of Cups, debauch. So doing things in excess. So really kind of heavy-handed with the alcohol thing. Underneath, face down, 9 of Swords. Didn't I just say that was the using card? Yeah, this is definitely going to be about alcohol for somebody or someone, whatever, whether it's the watcher or someone you're dealing with. Yeah, somebody's probably drinking too much, if not using something harder. Okay. You got to get it under control before it starts affecting your foundation. Really. It was very easy at quarantine. People were drinking a lot, and I think a lot of people didn't really break the habit, or some people are going out now. And so they've picked it back up, and it's like you've been doing so well, but it's this newfound sense of freedom almost. Okay. I'm just saying now, especially being the full moon, definitely maybe not a good time for it because people get so worked up, you know. Switching gears here, we have the Prince of Discs. So there's been, again, reoccurring themes this evening. If you are considering a new investment, if you are considering changing jobs or chasing a dream, okay, I'm seeing that come up, and it's a good time for it. This is a great time to invest. This is a great time to try something new. And honestly, I see it working out for you because we have the sun. Now, if you want to take this more literal, okay, because the sun is the masculine and the moon is the feminine, we might be talking about an actual sun being a prince with the sun. Disc, if it's an earth sign boy, then even more so. But I'm late this evening, I've been seeing it more as a new business venture, new something to do with your finances, but definitely some kind of investment being made. It's a good investment. Go for it. Go for it. That is the energy of Aquarius season. Go for it. The Priestess, you know what I'm talking about. You know if it's your kid or your business or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about here. Looking good though. It's looking really good. 5 of Cups, disappointment. Okay. I see that as getting the drinking under control personally, because you're going from the 6, the 7 down to the 5. Yeah, 5's not the perfect place to be. It's still disappointment, but at the same time, it's a little better balanced and it's not kind of going overboard. It's not over the top. It's just, it comes pretty correct. It ain't really that thrilling. It's not like the best place to be, but it ain't that bad either. I'm just saying. We have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so sticking with that Cups energy, you might be a water sign. There's really only one person on this live. Again, stay anonymous, so when you leave, you don't have to feel bad. But the Queen of Cups can easily be a motherly figure, right? Just because the Cups family often, for me, does represent family. It could also be that water energy, water being feminine as is, but caretaking, nurturing, fulfillment, and really going deep. Okay. So it's for the best. This is going to be about the feminine healing. So whether that's you, a partner, a person in your life, the feminine has a lot of work to do, a lot of healing to do. And it may not be your job to focus on it so much, just like it might not be their job to focus on it so much, because there's also this other aspect of doing you, going for that thing you want instead of being caught up in addictive behavior or addictive patterns. And then we have the 6 of discs, success. Okay. Again, if there's some kind of new opportunity, some kind of work, somebody made you an offer, whatever it is, go for it. Go for it. This is a great time. Invest in it. Do it. Take it. Okay. This is a legit offer that somebody has made you. If you're considering something that's always been a hobby and you're like, maybe I could make money, I should start sharing my art, I should share my music, I should share my resume, I should share my skills, whatever it is, do it. Okay. It's going to be very beneficial. I just noticed my fucking cards are coming apart. I've only had these for like a year and a half, not even. Okay. And then we have the Hierophant. So again, clicking with the money. Okay. The Hierophant is the Taurus card. So if you're dealing with a Taurus, or if you are a Taurus, I'm a Taurus, but if there's a Taurus, then I'm seeing their presence, and that presence is very stable, keeping with this Knight of Discs energy. But really, again, the I just saw that my chat is disconnected for some reason. That's okay. If you're trying to say something, I can't see it. The Hierophant, same deal with the Knight of Discs. Very grounded, very stable, on a path. Okay. So again, if you're starting a new career or some shit, this is it. Stick to it. Stick to your plans, to your gut, to your vision. And do not let whatever the situation is, if you are the big drinker or whatever, then you need to quit that shit so you can focus. And if they're the big drinker, then you need to drop them so that you can focus. But either way, you know where your money's at. You know that's where your mind needs to be, is where the money is. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands. So that's 2 queens, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. Not totally contrasting energy, but it's like head versus heart. Okay. So Queen of Wands is all heart. She's all feelings, all emotions, very grown, very mature. But at the same time, she's thinking about her, whether it's you or them. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. And it can also be 2 sides of you, where part of you is like, fuck it, I'm living my life, I'm enjoying myself, I can have my cake and eat it too. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a relationship or be 2 people. Okay. We have the 5 of Wands, strife. Okay. So coming down from the 10 of Wands, that's a good step. Strife, I mean, it's not, again, it's like the 5 of Cups. It's not a terrible place to be. It's just not a great place to be. It's very mediocre, very in the middle. And it might be a little bit of uncertainty, but it's not fear in that uncertainty. It just is what it is. We have 3 face down cards to go with strife, but underneath those cards, we have the 9 of Wands, strength. Okay. So if strife is kind of letting everything go and saying, fuck it, 9 of Wands is picking it back up and realizing that you can fight for this. Okay. Oh God. 7 of Discs, failure. Very interesting here, because we were just looking good. We were just in success. We had all this big guy fucking money energy. What happened? Where did it go? Where did this failure come in? What is this mess? This face down cards. And then Prince of Swords, scrambling to make it better. Fighting whoever tries to help you, almost. Being argumentative, saying it's not your fault. It's not your fault. No, you probably fucking pissed it away on alcohol, didn't you? Or they did, because you gave them a chance. I'm just saying. However it fits. Put them shoes on. What is this? The devil. Straight up, the devil. Okay. You might be dealing with an earth sign here, because we have the Knight of Discs, we have the Hierophant, Taurus, and the devil, Capricorn. Big earth energy. Okay. There wasn't too many discs. There was the 6 of Discs and the Prince of Discs, but the discs that showed up, or the earth energy that showed up, real strong. real strong. It's also going to be reminding you to get grounded, become that stable person that you know you need to be. Okay. Thing about the devil is if it's not a Capricorn, it's just a lack of self-control. It's a total fucking dick. Look at him. He's a dick. I mean, it doesn't get much more real than that. He has lost all self-control. That's that fucking drinking again. I always say that each card in my deck, anyway, not for every tarot, I made this up on my own kind of thing. I don't know how relevant it stays across the board. I personally believe that every card has a sister card or a twin. And for me, the Nine of Swords is the devil. Same fucking energy, same kind of lack of self-control, same kind of addictive behavior, same kind of the torturer, okay? The Nine of Swords would indicate that it's coming from within and it's sort of self-harm, not necessarily mutilation, but addiction, right? Whereas the devil can be either outside or inside, I would say. But yeah, oh yeah, big addict energy, okay? Princess of Cups. Someone's trying to see from a different perspective. There's this obvious like problem, this obvious devil, whether it's you or them. Could even be a business partner because this was so much about business and making investments, okay? Again, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but there could potentially be some kind of relation if you are not resonating with the narrative here. Apply it to someone else if you need to. This devil, whoever, whatever, is being met with this Princess of Cups, okay? Someone in the situation is really trying. I mean, they're trying to accept the person for who they are. They're trying to approach it in a new way. They're really kind of covering your ass, so to speak, or vice versa, whatever. You're covering their ass, whatever it is. They are really trying and being very adaptable and possibly naive, okay? Might be a daughter, but Tower. Yeah, no, because honestly, the Tower and the Devil, very kind of similar energy. To me, they're more different than the Devil and the Nine of Swords, but at the same time, they go in order. It's 15, 16. Okay. No matter how you look at it, no matter how much they do for you or you do for them, it's not going to change who they are or who you are. Okay. So it's kind of wasted efforts. Again, a little naive. The Tower moment will come and it will destroy thee. Things are going to fall apart. The thing is, with the Tower, you have the vantage point of having seen it coming. You are either being warned or you're being reminded of the situation. But at the same time, when it all falls apart, you'll know exactly why. It's because you could not get rid of all this energy of this devil, this cruelty, this debauch, right? And it all stems from pleasure, something you enjoy. You know? Not looking good, because then it's like, yeah, you got to have the strength to like leave, potentially. You have to have the strength to fight it, to go through the process, possibly the withdrawals. You know, I don't know how serious the situation is, but it sounds motherfucking serious. And it's going to cost you probably more than money. Okay, it's going to cost you. And it might cause some fighting, some aggression, some misdirection in the way that you're feeling too. Kind of sharp tongue, cutting people up when they maybe don't even deserve it. You might even be on the receiving end of that if this isn't you and this is another person. Okay, but let's look on the brighter side. We got some good cards. We have the Universe, my favorite in the whole deck. So beautiful. The color scheme, the illustration, everything. Okay. It all works out. Just because you have this pitfall, just because you have this hard time, just because you got this 7 of discs, this failure, whatever, doesn't mean that it's not going to still work out. One hiccup cannot change your whole breathing pattern. Okay. You just got to get rid of the hiccups. Right? Whatever. Get rid of your hiccups, okay? It's going to still work out as long as you stick to the plan, stick to yourself. We have the Four of Cups, luxury, okay? So cutting back on the drinking if that's what it is. Understanding that you have enough without it, or even if you're going back to finances, thinking about business, again, this one loss cannot determine the entire outcome because the outcome looks good. It's simply a roadblock, and you may have to readjust. We have the Hermit, so that is the third Earth sign card. Fourth, fifth, if you count the Knight and Prince of Discs, but you got Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo on the table. Earth, Earth, Earth. This is going to be very tied into your money or very tied in with an Earth sign. Okay. The Hermit is all about looking within, though. Okay. Being self-reliant, knowing that you have the answers, knowing that you know what to do, knowing that you know exactly what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to tell you, whether it's about you or them. Okay. You have to stick to the plan. Do not let these things distract you from what you're doing. All right. Here's the thing. I thought this was, we're ending on a good note, but we're not ending on a good note because, bam, we have Sagittarius art and the Ten of Swords. Ruin. Sorry, my light is very bright. Much brighter than it usually is when I do YouTube. That ain't looking too hot, man. That's tough. This is tough because here's the thing. You have the Nine of Swords. So to see the Ten of Swords, you've made no improvement, or they've made no improvement. If there is an earth sign and a fire sign, it's pretty obvious who's who at this point. The earth sign's killing it. The earth sign is the stable one. The earth sign is the grounded. And putting in the work, making the investments, doing the thing. Okay. If you're dealing with fire sign, Sagittarius specifically, not doing so great. Maybe even fucking your shit up a little more than you think they are. Also, just pointing out, the earth element is a feminine element, whereas the fire element is a masculine element. We could be talking about that. The feminine's doing really great. The feminine is stepping up and putting in the work, whereas the masculine is a little shaky. Okay. Just saying. But this Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. This is not, it's almost crazy. It's like that quote, insanity, being same thing over and over again, think you're going to get different results. This Princess of Cups bullshit is not going to work this time. It didn't work last time. It's not going to work next time either. This whole, I got you, we can do this. No, you can't. They need to do it themselves, or you need to do it themselves. And you need to let them go because either they're holding you back or you're holding them back, quite frankly. It needs to stop before everything gets ruined. Honestly, these cards are really similar to what came up earlier, but this is by far the worst reading. So I don't know who's watching, but to get the Tower, the Devil, the Cruelty and Ruins cards, holy and Oppression, fuck, man. The 10s, the 9s, the Major Arcana, the Darkness. It's really intense. Okay, so somebody's really, really going through it. Someone's having a really hard time, but the whole theme of the Night and Aquarius season in general is going to be cut that shit off. Cut them off. You need to rework your plan a little bit to tweak them out of it. Okay. You need to work on building bridges to connections that will serve you and hold purpose. Whereas you have invested a lot of not only your energy and your time, but possibly your money into something, albeit alcohol if you are the problem or the person who's dealing with the problem. Okay, you've invested too much as it is. You need to cut it off. Cut it off. Take a break. That's what the Temperance card is. In this deck, it's the art card. But in most tarot, it's Temperance. So Temperance is all about sobriety. Temperance is pausing, taking time off. Okay, so I'm just saying it really ties in with the narrative here. But again, if there is a Sagittarius, that's on them for sure. That's really crazy. let's try to lighten the mood here. Holy fucking shit. There's like no relief in that. You're holding on to something that's really probably not meant to be held on to. I lost a couple people in that. They were not happy about that ending. They said, I don't want to hear it. She doesn't know what she's talking about. You're right. I don't even know who's watching. This is just a general reading. You know, it's just the full moon energy. Okay, so Barbados, getting in tune with nature. This is one I do remember. The demons are really going to be about money, finances, career, wealth, economics. Okay. But sometimes the advice that they give doesn't always seem so relevant. Because, I'm pretty sure Barbados is the one that says go the fuck outside. Focus on closeness to the natural world and understanding of plants and animals. Let's just not even think about money right now. Let's not even think about work. You made an investment. It's probably going to pay off. You may have given someone too much. It's time to just don't stress about it. Once it's spent, it's gone. So just relax. Get back in tune with nature. I know it's cold outside most places. It's dead winter, but at the same time, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Okay? It's all right. Take a walk. Okay? Whew. Can we get anything positive really quick? Holy shit. I'm pretty sure I pissed some people off. It's really funny to me, honestly. It happens, you know. It can't be perfect. It's totally anonymous. I know who's watching on Instagram and Facebook, but you don't know who's watching on YouTube. So it really wasn't personal. I feel like people take it personally sometimes. So I'm looking for some channeled messages. Whoa, okay. For this full moon. I would also like to mention that the reason this full moon it's the first full moon, the January full moon. And the reason that it's called the wolf moon is because they say in many cultures that you hear the wolves howling the most and the loudest at this time of year. There's a few reasons that is. One, they're probably just, ruled by the moon, just like we are, dictated by the tides. But it's actually scientifically because it's the hardest to find food. They're hungry. They're angry. They're trying to communicate with each other. They're stressed out. They're screaming about it, basically. And that's what that's what the wolf moon really does mean, is it's about the wolves. So what does that mean for us? Well, I would like you to consider, what are you starving yourself of? What do you maybe need to starve yourself of? Okay. My advice has been to write it down on a piece of paper and burn it up. Throw it out. Rip it to pieces. Whatever you got to do to get it out of your life and get it away from you. Okay. If you need to starve yourself of something. If you are starving yourself of something like happiness or success or positivity or good connections, good people, if you're starving yourself of that, write it down and hang it up. Don't write starving on it, though. Just, what am I starving myself of? Oh, support. Then hang support on the mirror every day. Look at it. Tell yourself you're supported, you're loved, that kind of thing, right? What are your intentions for this upcoming month, this next moon cycle? You got to figure that out. You don't have to tell me. You're more than welcome to share. Oh, wait, the comments aren't working. I don't know if anybody said anything. But anyway. Although there does seem to be some kind of dramatic dynamic between two people involving some kind of addiction or some kind of lack of self-control here, this is going to be more back to the money, more back to following your dreams and that kind of thing. Okay. This isn't necessarily going to be about the relationships. I also do want to mention part of the energy this evening was, you got to cut people off sometimes. They're just not always worth it. Okay. Whoa. Triple skulls. I've never seen that happen. that I can remember. I haven't had this deck that long, but still, it's very fun. All right, I'm going to read these cards. Any other distinct messages? I'm not hearing anything, but then all these came out. A fourth skull and the same ones that were in the other reading. I'm going to go with it. Okay. Last phase. I'm still thinking about how somebody was so pissed off by what I said. And I don't know that for a fact, but oh my God, I totally know that. All right. So, ghost, regret. Do not be haunted by what you didn't do. Okay. This might even be someone from the other side reminding you that they had some regrets in their life. But I think it's mostly about you being haunted by the things that you didn't go for, and you having an opportunity right now that you're being pulled away from or distracted from because of this other situation that's going on. Okay. We have the jack-o'-lantern. Protection. Light that lamp and be guided by spirit, by possible ghost even, but also just know that you're protected. Know that there is divine intervention at play here where, again, I don't know who's watching, and it did come up in some of the other readings this evening. Somebody's doing really, really badly and really lacking some control over a substance right now. And this is that divine intervention. You're being guided so that you can be protected. You either need to stop if it's you, or you need to get away from this person if it's them. All right? There's really nothing more to it. We have forgiveness, reducing the burden. So you might be harboring a lot of anger towards this situation, or, I'm getting this inclination that the problematic relationship may not be romantic, because I didn't really know what was in this pile, but I said we're going back to the money and the following of the dreams. You might be invested with someone or started something with a project with someone, and there's one of you two has fallen off the wagon, so to speak, and it's causing some problems where you're like, what the fuck? This is not what I signed up for, kind of thing. But you have to just forgive and not necessarily forget, but you got to move on if you choose to remember. You can't make it the focus. You can't remind them every day of what they did or what you did, but it'll help lighten your load to just forgive. And it's important to remember so that it doesn't happen again. But at the same time, no one needs to be reminded of their faults all the time. Okay. We have dawn, the light after the darkness. So it sounds like, somebody's going through a really, 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 really tough time, but it will get better. I'm pretty sure you had the universe like it. Yes, it may crash and burn before it gets better. It sounds like shit's really hasn't even gone down yet. It might be actively happening tonight, right now, kind of thing where it gets hashed out. But there will be light after the darkness. You will fly out of here unscathed, whole, and feeling way better than you did before. And then we have midnight, which it's 12:07 right now, my time. So congratulations, you made it to midnight. This is the most magical hour of all. Okay. This is a great time to perform some ritual. This is a good time to create art. This is a good time to talk. Good time to talk with yourself, talk to God, talk to this person, or make yourself some goals, anything. It's a very magical hour. And if you are up, stay up and utilize it. Okay. I'll let you go in a few minutes. So you'll know what to do. You'll know what you need to do. Remember the thing, rewind the tapes. Okay. But use this to your advantage. Very powerful shit. Okay, I have these face down cards. I'll get to them. You got 4 skulls in a row. It's crazy. I just never see it. That's like a flush or something, or a full house. I don't know how to play poker or anything. We got Skull of Stars, infinite possibilities. Anything can happen. You are always manifesting. So make sure your mind is clear and your vision is focused. Okay. If you're so caught up with this bullshit, then you're going to lose sight of what you actually want and manifest more and more of this chaos. Okay. And then we have Skull of Light, illumination. Nothing stays in the dark forever. Anything that anyone's trying to hide is going to come to light, and you might not like what you find, quite frankly. But anything can happen. So if you take the situation into your own hands, maybe you come clean before you can get caught. Maybe you find out before you're told, whatever. Stay calm, cool, collected, be a cucumber. Okay. And then Skull of Flowers, creating through the ashes. If something falls apart, if bridges are burned, if you cut people off, then you have to recognize that it's just, you got to move on and you got to do something new, and you can do whatever you want. You're not tied to this person. You're not tied to this situation. You're not tied to this substance. All right? You are in control. This is your life. You don't have to do what you're told. You can do what you want. And it's easier said than done, and every circumstance is different. But on some level, you have to be open to it to really unlock it and to unleash your powers and to be your own creator. Okay? Obviously, society is circumstances. But at the same time, this is your life, okay? Blind spots, Skull of Darkness, blind spots. Don't get blindsided by all of this. Some shit's really going to go down. Sorry to tell you. It wasn't this dark, but it just got darker and darker and darker as the night went on. Crazy stuff. Don't get blindsided. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, which is really strange because all night the advice was go for it, invest, do it. It's perfect. It's the time. And this is kind of like, you got to think twice about what you're doing. Think twice about where you're going. Think twice about who you're with too, in every capacity. It's time to question shit because you don't want to get caught up looking stupid, quite frankly. We have Night Song, hidden talents. Okay. You might be chasing the wrong dream. You might be chasing someone else's dream, I would even say. And the thing is, the reason it's all coming up and coming to a head and being like this, being this crazy, everything's falling apart, is because you have a different fucking dream. The Night Song, you need to sing it, okay? Hidden talents. There's something that you do that people may not even know about. Like, you might be the most amazing painter in the world, but you don't ever share your paintings, and nobody really knows you paint. It's just something you don't talk about. You could be making hundreds of thousands of dollars off these paintings that you do, but it's a secret. And this is really what you should have been investing in. This is what it meant to follow your dreams, is the you thing, what you do. You might have a beautiful voice, but you only sing in the shower. It's time to record that track that you've been working on for years on end, okay? Hidden talents. You might study science in your spare time. You should probably try to get that physics degree or whatever, like whatever your hidden talent is. I think you have your eggs in the wrong basket. It's not that they're all in the same one, but they're in the wrong one. And it's time that you took them back. Okay. We have invisibility, authenticity. Who are you behind closed doors? Who are you when the clothes come off? Who are you without all this bullshit, without the extra identity, without the other person, without the substance, without? Who are you on your own as yourself? Okay. That hidden talent, man. That's whatever you're doing when no one's looking. That's the thing that's going to make you money and make you prosperous. 12:12 on the clock. Yes, bitch. And then we have scrying, intuition. You know what it is. And you know what you have to do. I can tell. It kind of, now it's ending on a good note. That didn't really end on a good note. These didn't really end on a good note. But that doesn't mean that your story doesn't have to end on a good note, because it's a never-ending story anyways. So what are these face down cards? Cauldron, synergy, and healing. You might need to be healing some of your relationships. What I said earlier is there's some people you probably need to cut off, and there's some people that you got to rekindle. You can burn a bridge and build one at the same time. There's nothing wrong with realizing that you chose the wrong person or you went the wrong way or anything like that, okay? Most people, if there wasn't really, and even if sometimes there's a falling out, people are forgiving. That was part of reducing burden, right? It's okay to try and reach out and reconnect just for the sake of your own healing, all right? You do not have to seek closure in every single situation that you're in, but I'm just saying now's a good time to try it if there's someone really heavy on your mind, because with the scrying card being here, you know who it is. You were already thinking about them. You thought of them during all of this chaos where like there's this person in your life that's really bringing you down, and you remember this person who always lifted you up, okay? You're going to get back to them or that energy, that kind of giveness. Ancestors, the love and legacy of our DNA. Tap in, baby. I don't really do ancestral readings necessarily, but my books are open. We can explore that. I was going to like say use a code or something, but I can't think of anything. Just say, bitch, you told me something or something. I don't know. But yeah, your ancestors are trying to come through. You have to really think about who you are and who your lineage is. Now, I have mixed feelings about lineage and ancestors because personally, I think that we reincarnate as so many different people and so many different backgrounds and so many different stories, and we come in different bodies and we come in different species. Even I've done hypnosis, past life regression, and I've been a lion. It's always different. Your ancestors can be anyone, so if there's something calling to you, it's them. Do your research, tap in. Okay. Barmbrack, sweetness and synergy. So you got synergy and healing and sweetness and synergy. Cauldron and Barmbrack. Heavy on the Irish ancestry. It's so weird because on the Instagram live, I was like, I got Tap, the demon Tap, and it was about travel. And I was like, say you really want to go to Ireland, okay? And obviously like a Halloween oracle is going to have its like pagan roots, and it's a little bit tied to Irish culture, to Celtic culture, which I am part Irish, but I'm not super integrated into it, okay? But the Barmbrack is a bread that is an Irish tradition at the end of harvest. And they throw everything in and they bake it. Everybody brings something to put in the Barmbrack, and then they eat it together, right? And you got ancestors and the cauldron and the hidden talents. If you have Irish heritage, that's going to be really important right now. I'm not totally sure why. I made a joke about St. Paddy's Day coming up, but at the same time, there might be something to it. Or something traditionally Irish, like maybe you do a jig dance and you're like too embarrassed to tell anyone about it. But like, hey, you could be up on stage with a troop of people who do that shit like you do or whatever. And you're like really missing out because you're scared of how people will perceive you, or you're too caught up in this very dramatic situation when you really need to be focused on yourself and who you truly are for lifetimes and who you're tied to. Okay. So I think that's good. I think that I'm just going to leave it there. I feel really bad. I probably offended some people, but it is what it is. It's got to come out in some way, somehow. So thank you for joining me. And again, you can go catch the other live streams on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you jumped in or missed any part of this, it will be posted. So I will see you next time. And thank you so much. Bye. Oh, okay. And thank you.